This week's gold, silver, and platinum specials from Miles Franklin are the beautiful 1-ounce 2023 Britannia's 315 over spot, 50 coin minimum. Also the 1-ounce gold Krugerrands, $59 over spot. Last but not least, we have the 1-ounce platinum Volcambi bars, $69 over spot. Just email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com. Now let's get to the video. Imagine having an opportunity to get silver and gold shipped straight to your front doorstep for free. All you have to do is click one button. Well, folks, that's the reality because I'm going to be setting up my 100,000 subscriber giveaway video soon. So make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss when the entry video goes live, because this will be one of my biggest giveaways yet. You guys know I am known for doing massive giveaways. Thousands upon thousands of dollars in single giveaways. So make sure you guys subscribe. I cannot thank you all enough, and I'm doing giveaways this big to show my appreciation. As the world continues to burn and people steadily lose their mind, we are going to see precious metals prices fluctuate to extreme degrees, left, right, up, down, front, center, and sideways. But these are called safe haven assets for a reason. There is some basic fundamentals that hold. It steadily holds its value beyond just the speculative aspect of some of these other decisions or these options that people like to play on. Now, geopolitically, we're talking about a much bigger situation panning out. Silver does have some of the effects that gold might not have, but right now, we aren't talking about geopolitical situations affecting the price. Today, we're talking about the FOMC meeting, which is currently happening. So we're going to be breaking down what happened with the FOMC meeting, how silver holds on to gains above $23, and also what the dollar did. So while us American citizens pay close attention to whatever Federal Chairman Jerome Powell is going to come out and say, meanwhile, attacks on shipping lanes in the Red Sea, led by Iran-aligned Houthis, continue. 4 more vessels were reportedly hit by drone and missile strikes since Friday. So there is a lot happening, and it's almost too much to cover. That's why you should be subscribed, because I'm going to start posting multiple videos a day, especially as we push into 100,000 subscribers, because that is a massive goal for the silver stacking community. I say we, not me, because it's much bigger than me. You guys are more part of this channel than I am. You guys are the ones sparking the conversations in the comment section and leading a lot of this information. I'm just the voice that kind of puts it all together. Regardless, though, we got to know about all this. You cannot be blindly investing. You cannot be blindly just going into life without knowing what's happening around the world, especially since times are so extreme right now. This is not something you can just kind of think that's going to blow by or just, oh, this will pass on. This is not stuff that is going to pass on without having major consequences. And if you are someone that is aware and doesn't take foot or take action or prepare, shame on you. See, there's people that don't even know that they don't know. That's fine. And those are the people I try to reach out into my videos. I try to reach the person that's never invested a single penny in their entire life, that don't even know the value of silver, that doesn't even know that America's broke, because they don't even have the choice. If you have the choice and then you purposely choose not to, willfully choose not to, that's on you, because at least you had the option, at least you had the chance. But a lot of people don't even know that they have a chance, and that's who I really try to reach out to, especially going back to the basics, the fundamentals of silver stacking, or what it means to stack silver, or why we stack silver. So anyways, I'll shut up about that stuff. Let's jump into the video and see what's going on with the FOMC meeting and how that's affecting the price of silver. So, silver price forecast. Silver holds on to gains above $23 ahead of the FOMC minutes. Silver price clings to gains ahead of Fed minutes. Confidence of the Fed policymakers that inflation is in the right direction has dampened the U.S. dollar's index's appeal. Silver price is expected to deliver stellar gains amid a descending triangle breakout. So silver turns sideways around $23.15. Right now, it's about $23.09 at the time of recording this video. So that's after a strong recovery in the European session on Wednesday, and it is Wednesday today, the 21st. So the white metal clings to solid gains as the U.S. dollar is shifted to the back foot as Federal Reserve policymakers are confident that the secular inflationary trend is in the right direction despite a one-time rise in price pressures in January. And that's a good thing. You know, when I said speculation, the core aspect of what gives silver and gold its its name as a safe haven asset, beyond just the speculative nature that people are going to portray on all assets and including precious metals. Things are pushed and pulled to different degrees. Maybe the dollar index is pushed and pulled to this percentage, and stock market volatility is pushed to this percentage, or whatever gold's doing is pushed to this percentage by silver's price, or directly affecting the price of silver. But the fundamentals at the end of the day still give it a safer alternative than a lot of these other options. Mixed action is being observed in risk-perceived assets ahead of the release of the Federal Open Market Committee, or the FOMC minutes. While S&P 500 futures are under pressure, risk-sensitive currencies have been underpinned against the U.S. dollar. And that's what I was just talking about. The dollar index, which gauges the greenback's value against 6 rival currencies, is slightly above the weekly low of around 103.80. The FOMC minutes will provide more guidance on interest rates and an in-depth explanation behind the Fed maintaining interest rates unchanged in the range of 5.25% to 5.5% for the 4th time in a row. This week, investors will focus on the preliminary S&P Global Manufacturing and Services PMI for February, which will be published on Thursday. So we have to stay up to date with that as well, and I will cover that tomorrow. The manufacturing PMI is forecasted to decrease from 50.5 from 50.7, so down 0.2 in January. The services PMI that represents the service sector, which accounts for 2/3 of the United States economy, is expected to release at 52, lower than the prior reading of 52.5. So we could dive into the technical analysis. I'm not really focused on the day-to-day prices of silver. I'm more focused on the day-to-day situations that are arising or breaking out around the world, because that is a much longer term picture of where precious metals prices will go. Someone in my comment section mentioned a beautiful, they broke off into a beautiful portrayal of why silver is something you should look into regardless of what the price is now. And because a lot of people say, oh, silver's never going to break above $50, or people will mention that silver's $23 right now, it's not doing anything. Well, one, over the past 10 years, the average price of silver has been $15. Mainly, the most of the portion of my stacking career has been buying silver at $17, $18. I remember the first time that silver broke above $20, the July 2016 high of $21 silver. We all were shocked, like celebrated, because that was not normal. Nowadays, people are desensitized to these higher prices. Regardless, though, whether you think $21 is high or low is irrelevant. My point is, though, that when you're looking at what's happening in the economy and where things are headed, that's where you determine what your asset that you're investing into is worth. And you shouldn't even be looking at this from an investing, quote unquote, perspective, because this is the wealth itself. You're just transferring fake money into real money. And this fake money, the dollar index, everything that's determining it, from the $34 trillion in debt, or the de-dollarization, or the denomination of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, is something that is inevitable. And who knows when we're going to be pushing this rule of CBDC, or getting rid of, of this world reserve currency, since nobody around the world's using it anymore, plus sanctioning everyone, all these other countries. And then the BRICS currency, this new digital currency backed by physical commodities, which people are already using trading oil, and use instead of having these dollars, these Americans' greedy little fingers in everyone's pockets. Of course, this is an inevitable situation. And if you don't see that, then you need to now, because with gold and silver, that's the only option you have beyond choosing something that's already pegged to the dollar. It's like switching seats on the Titanic, right? It's like switching seats on the Titanic. Whether it's stocks or whatever it is, it's all going down with the dollar. You have to prepare. And since you now know, since you're now aware, you have the option where most people don't. So now let's look at what the dollar is doing. It sees mild losses after the FOMC minutes from January meeting. So it's trading at below 104 on Wednesday's session after the release of these, of this information. Several FOMC members believe interest rates may have hit their peak. Officials expressed concerns over challenges in meeting inflation goals, and the Fed's intention to keep rates untouched may fuel further gains for the U.S. dollar. Here's the thing. What do you think What do you think this is going to do in like the next year or heading into the election, right? It's an election year. So times are already crazy enough, but then throw in probably the most controversial election ever, right? Even more so than what happened, 4 years ago. What do you think this is going to do? Not only are we having a civil war, a complete dividedness between ourselves in this country, we also have every other country aiming at us as we are making more and more and more enemies. This is something that you think is just going to blow over? No. So what, and if we're talking in terms of wealth, right, you could prepare and all that with food, water, shelter, whatever. But in terms of your hard-earned dollars, what is the safest plan when we know what is occurring and what's going to play out from that? What would be the safest alternative? Precious metals. That is the only thing that makes sense. Only thing that makes sense. I mean, and if you think otherwise, then good luck. I don't even need to go into this. Let's just cover the news and what's happening because that's a whole separate video. But so anyways, right now, Fed is anticipated to cut federal funds rates as soon as June, according to Reuters poll of economists. Yet, greater risk is that first rate cut may come later than projected rather than earlier, the poll showed. But remember, this is a poll of people assuming, speculation. So, and this is a good point, though. Lower interest rates tend to decrease the opportunity cost of holding silver, which pays no interest. That is one of the, something that might sway some people's opinions or judge silver off of certain traits. So, Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco President Mary Daly acknowledged remarkable progress made on inflation, but also notes there was more work to do to ensure price stability. So then we have, meanwhile, attacks on shipping lanes in the Red Sea, which was backed by Iran-aligned Houthis, continue. 4 more vessels were reportedly hit by drone and missile strikes since Friday. And talking about drone and missile strikes, there's a lot of silver used in those two things, up to 500 ounces of silver in a single Tomahawk missile. I think the average missile has around 200 ounces of silver in it. The Defense Department is using a lot of silver that I'm hoping that they will continue to use, even more so than using this silver for EVs and solar panels, because this is war we're talking about. If we use all the silver for EVs and solar panels and we don't have enough silver to use missiles and bullets and rockets, then that would in return put us at a huge disadvantage to these other countries that have been buying record-breaking amounts of gold and silver over the last several years. Like India last year. How much silver did they buy unexpectedly, out of nowhere? And then this year, record-breaking amounts of gold from all the world's central banks were purchased. This is stuff that is not ironic or coincidental. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I wanted to do a short video real quick. I got lots of other stuff to cover. Make sure you guys subscribe, especially since I'll be planning my giveaway. Let me know in the comment section, do you want there to be one winner winning one big prize or like 2 winners splitting the prize in half so your chances have doubled, but the prize will only be half as big? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, remember that I post daily videos, so you shouldn't be subscribing simply or solely for the giveaway. You should be subscribing because I post daily videos giving you guys the most up-to-date recent information in the world of precious metals and how that's affecting the price of silver. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys later today or tomorrow. Peace.